Hey guys, it's Yumi, and this will be the first time that I'm doing a video like this. I'm doing this because it is like really a really late 1 year special. Well, it has been 1 year and more because I have been on YouTube for more than a year, and this will be a 1 year and more special, and it will be a Draw My Life video. I was born in a country really near the equator called Malaysia. I don't really know what to say about Malaysia because Malaysia doesn't really have the 4 seasons because it's close to the equator. All it has is like either sunny weather, like sunny as in sunny with wind, or like really sunny, really hot and stuffy, or it's just raining where it occasionally gets cooler. I was born in that awesome country, and I'm still living in that awesome country, and I was born on 14th of May 1997. I guess you can figure out my age right now. And I live in a house which I've never actually moved out of, and I don't know what to say about the house. Actually, I've never really thought of saying something about my house, but at that time I lived in there with my mom, my dad, my 2 aunts, my uncle, and my dad's mom, well, my grandmother. At that time I think that lasted until I was like, I don't know, 9, before my aunts and uncle moved out. My dad actually bought the house. I mean, they actually moved in when when he married with my mom. They actually, have pictures. I actually saw the pictures. They got married, and then they moved into the house, and then I'm not sure how many years later, but a few years later, apparently I was born. Three years after I was born, I actually didn't really know what to expect because I've never really thought of, wanting another sibling. But then when I was like 3 years old, one of the big events, like one of the major events that happened to me, is when my brother was brought home from the hospital. I don't really remember how it happened, but I remember, when my mom actually brought him home, and then I slowly got to know him, and then I saw him grow up a little, and then we were actually only 3 years apart, so it was quite close. But a few months after he got born, my dad, he passed away. Until now, I'm actually not really sure of the details of his condition when he passed away, but then my mom told me that he actually had like a really high fever, and I actually regret not being able to spend time with him. I don't remember how he looks like. I don't remember his voice. I had to scroll through the pictures in the photo album to actually remember his looks, and I've had some bad memories. When I was 9 years old, I actually realized that I've took a really huge interest in music. I've never really thought that I would actually have an interest in, these kind of things, but I actually found something that I really love. I've never really particularly had anything that I love, so loving music is a really big thing. I would come back from school and I would really just, dance along to music and then sing. And I would just find pieces of paper, and then I would, write stuff that I see on TV. And I would really have interest in songs and music and singing and dancing. So shortly after that, I've decided, hey, why not learn the piano? Because there's a really old piano like lying in our house where no one is really using it. So I've decided, hey, it's a piano. Why not, learn the piano, because it sounded really awesome. So I asked, and my grandmother and my mom actually allowed me to go for lessons, and I would just every day come back from school after my reading and homework. I would just find time, sit in front of the piano, and play amazing songs that I've learned. I would also write little original songs that I've thought of. Another reason why I actually love music so much is because my mom had a radio in her room, and when we were young, we actually slept together with my mom, and she would turn on the radio almost every night when we were going to sleep, and I would listen to music until I fall asleep. It was actually a really nice time, and because of listening to music when I fall asleep, I slowly, got addicted to singing, and I would sing to myself when I was showering, I would sing to myself when I was bored, when I was drawing, and it has become a really nice thing for me. When I was 10 years old, I actually kind of realized that my grandmother was shouting at my mom. She was, really bad-tempered, and she didn't really need a reason, but she would just, start screaming at my mom, and then screaming at me, and we would have to keep quiet about it, but sometimes I get really scared and I just started crying. And except for the times I have with my mom, it's actually really rewarding. If I don't really get to spend time with my mom, I have to run away from my grandmother because I'm scared, or I would see my grandmother abusing my mom. There was this one time she just barged into our room, and then she started hurting my mom, and I couldn't really do anything because I myself was afraid, and I was just quite young. I was 10, like I said before. And I feel as if my grandmother's presence is actually really big, and my mom, even though she seemed like she was in pain, she actually kept quiet about it. I would always lie down in bed, and then sometimes I would think, if I were just a tiny bit braver, if I actually had the courage to face my mom, my grandmother, would my mom actually be better in the situation? And if my mom kept on have to endure this kind of stuff, and she still has to work the chores, she still has to clean the house, and she still has to go to work because she's a single mom, and I feel what is she thinking? Is she sad, or is she tired? I never really thought of that. I never really actually did anything to help. When I was 10, at the end of the year, someone actually spreaded some rumors about me, harming this person with a disease that actually can't be spread, and I was actually all alone until I was 12. When I was 12, there was actually a really huge exam that I had to take, and it went pretty well. I graduated primary school with not bad results, and when I was 13, I started secondary school. I didn't really think much about secondary school because I actually didn't want to think much. I didn't really know how to talk to people because I was left alone during my primary school years. I was nervous and I really didn't know what to do. It was actually really, really nerve-wracking. I was shaking and I didn't really know what I'm supposed to do. And whenever I met someone, I would go awkward. But then sooner I actually managed to find like a really, really kind person who actually offered to show me around school, and then she would talk to me about her, stuff, and then we started talking a lot, and it turns out that we were in the same class, and we actually became best friends. And then I met these two girls who are actually really, really, really special to me. They have been friends for me until now, and we would fool around together. We would talk together in class, and right now, even though we have drifted away, I still can't forget the times that we used to have. We used to actually spend a lot of time together. We would take pictures, we would go eat together, we would go out and, actually, walk around and, do stuff. When I was 15 years old, which is last year, I actually got introduced to Vocaloid by one of my friends. I got closer to her when I was like 14. We were sitting together. I actually got an interest in anime when I was 13 years old, but then when I was 15, knowing that there's Vocaloid, it actually just sparked my interest even more. And I actually found it out on YouTube that there are like utaites and there are nico utaites, and at that time I was actually studying Japanese, and I was like, hey, what are these things? And then I slowly, I decided to check them out, and then slowly but surely, obviously I got hooked. I loved the singing, I loved the animating that they do and their mix, and I would actually borrow my younger brother's laptop. I would just come back home after my studies and after doing all my homework. I would just turn on the laptop. I would just sit there and I would watch videos of utaites or utaites making covers of songs. I would admire their art, I would admire their voice, I would admire their mixing, and I would actually love what I was watching. I really don't know what to say. I was just there in awe, and I was thinking, hey, maybe I can, sing like that as well one day. Then I decided, hey, actually I can. I just one day when no one was at home, I decided to actually take my brother's laptop up to my room, up to our room, and then I just opened YouTube. I found the song that I really, really loved at that moment, and then I just started singing. I took out my Audacity, I found out about recording, and after I recorded it, I just made a really, really silly video, and I uploaded it on YouTube. I actually didn't really expect anything because I was using a really, really bad microphone, and when I see there was 2 views, I was actually really happy. But then slowly it grew up to 20 views, and then it grew even more until like about 50, I think. At that time I was really happy, and I uploaded quite a while. I uploaded quite a lot, to be honest, and then I slowly see my subscribers gaining. It's like 1 subscribers to 3 to 20. I remember I did a special thank you video on 20 subscribers as well. At first I was actually really, really embarrassed by all of the comments that I'm actually receiving from the people that actually loved my videos. I see all the likes, and then I see all the awesome comments, I got really, really motivated, and I would upload quite frequently. I would, try to upload as much as possible with my new microphone after I got it. I actually used my second microphone. I used my second microphone, which is the one I'm using right now, to record my second cover, and starting from then, I started to learn how to mix, and I actually enjoy it quite a lot. When it was, I think, almost the end of the year in 2012, I got my own laptop, and I actually love it, even though sometimes it goes crazy. And I even saved up to get myself a tablet, which I'm using to draw the weird things that I'm drawing right now. And then I also bought the microphone the one that I used to actually cover my second cover straight away. I recorded a lot with the microphone, and I'm still using it right now. I've been sticking to these equipments since 2012, and even until now I'm still using the laptop, the tablet, and the microphone. I actually don't really know how I'm supposed to react to all of the nice comments, but then as I slowly get used to all of the compliments, I still get shy. I still try to, get away from all of the compliments because I really blush a lot when I see one. And I would go online, and then I would see lots of kind comments, and then I would also go and scroll even more, videos. And right now where I am, 2013 June, with 300 plus subscribers, I need to thank all of you guys. There are a few special people I want to thank though. First, it's my wife Uchi. She is my first ever close friend on YouTube. I get to talk to her a lot, and I get to tell her my worries, and she is there to listen. And of course, also her twin sister Miyuki. I've seen their fights and their silly little arguments, but then they're really, really cute together, as in siblings, and they're really nice to me. And there's Diesel, obviously. He has been a really important friend. He has been there when I needed him, and I don't know, the way I see him is just with a scarf. It doesn't leave my mind. The other person I want to thank is actually the person who motivated me to do this video, which is Stan. He is a really awesome ototo, and even though we haven't really met each other for long, I'm really happy that I, managed to talk to him, because he is actually one of my motivations on YouTube, and I've followed him for quite a long while. And I actually have a lot of people to thank, all of my friends that I've met, all of the people that I've collaborated with, all of my chorus members, all of the people that have drawn and mixed for me, all of you guys out there. Actually, seriously, each and every one of you. There are too many names for me to name out. One by one, it would take me a few hours, and you wouldn't want to watch that video. So I just want to say thank you, all of you, for all of the support, all of the kind comments, all of the compliments, all of the critics. I will try my best to improve as much as possible, and I will continue to work on, what I'm doing right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I love you all. Bye!